Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. I'm Nicolas Garcia and this is my sprint update ending on July 22nd. So altogether, lots of interesting development this sprint. One of the first thing is we have imported about 8,000 users from the Nkwashi Wix list. And we also added Google and Facebook login for everyone. And so anybody can actually log in and create an account automatically, and they will be created as a visitor. So once we had that done, and coupled with the fact that we imported 8,000 users from or contacts from Wix, and all those 8,000 contacts received a welcome email, and we magically had a lot of users on the system, which allowed us to break the 500 logged in weekly active user threshold this sprint, or actually last week. So it's very good news. Also, we started work on Cypress, which is end-to-end testing framework. We believe it's time, and so preliminary work has been started, and I hope, we'll be able to continue this sprint. In fact, we have to. We also worked on improving role-based security permissions, and we added labels to the user, so users or admins can make arbitrary lists whenever they want. We're also in the final stage for one of our full stack engineering position. All the references have been called, and now I'm just putting a package together to ready for submission. We've also onboarded Sorab, a new member of the team. So welcome, Sorab. It was his first sprint, and pretty painless. And Sorab started contributing to the security and permissions framework, the role-based framework I was talking about earlier, and very positive development so far. Finally, one of the interesting things of this sprint is it's really the first time that we are using GitLab for our sprint process. So it took a little bit of time to adjust how stories are created and tracked, but the switch is already making a difference just by providing sprint completion data and other readily available metrics that we didn't have in Asana. So this is very, very good development. So as a matter of fact, let me share my screen here. So the code coverage, as you can see, just for JavaScript, we started on May 6th. Well, that's not the beginning of the sprint, but on May 6th, we started around 20%, and now we are actually hovering about 29%. So it's lots of good positive development on that on the JavaScript side, and on the Rails side, it's pretty much constant since the beginning. And in the past sprint, there was not very much movement there. We're still hovering at about 88%. In terms of sprint, we did not finish all the stories, and our burned down chart is not looking too good this sprint. We're still adjusting to how GitLab works and tracks issues, but so far we actually had we completed 13 issues in this sprint, and we only had 3 left on the list. So far not too bad, but I wish we would have completed everything, but you know, it's good to wish. The reality is different, and whatever we released actually works really well, so it's not for naught, especially since we were able to get over 500 weekly active users this week. Now, in terms of merge request and everything else, let me reset my screen. So for the past 2 weeks of this sprint, we basically on July 13th, for the July 13th week, we had basically 9 merge requests. And basically for the beginning of this week, we had 10 merge requests. So basically 19 merge requests, give or take a couple more that were actually at the end um, of this week. So it's pretty good. You know, we have 4 engineers now on the team. Um, but Sorab had to be onboarded, so that took away from, and you know, had to get up to speed. I believe next sprint is going to be way better in terms of productivity, and because we're already used to how GitLab works for the sprint process. So for next sprint, one of the big items is really end-to-end testing, at least on the engineering side, finishing up end-to-end testing, set up and basically using more features from GitLab, especially the features that are in the operational section, where we can actually see data, usage data, and error data, log data, and also adding a new community in the database since we're getting we're getting more customers. We have to make sure that the app is multi-tenant. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much, and see you next sprint.